Thank you for giving us the time to brief you on this exciting new initiative, which has a working title of Farms for the Future. I'm John Piotti, the president of American Farmland Trust. I'm joined today by Chris Coffin, longtime AFT staffer and senior policy advisor, Ebony Alexander, the executive director of the Black Family Land Trust and AFT board member, and Tim Fink, AFT's policy director. The genesis of this initiative came from a staffer at the White House's Domestic Policy Council, who asked Tim and me to brainstorm creating an ag-related jobs program. We almost immediately honed in on the need to both help existing farmers do better so they might expand their operations and help new farmers get started. Beyond this, we saw real power in a new initiative that could simultaneously create jobs, increase farm viability, especially for smaller farms, protect farmland, combat climate change, and do it all while supporting historically underserved producers. We recognize there are many significant challenges facing agriculture today, including the need to create opportunity for a more diverse generation of farmers, the need to stop the loss of 2,000 acres of farmland a day, the need to improve farm profitability, and to improve resilience. The pandemic has reinforced the clear need for a far more resilient food system. And on top of this, the overwhelming need to both adapt to climate change and to try to mitigate it. Now, in teaming up with the Black Family Land Trust and the Agricultural Viability Alliance, we pushed ourselves to think not just about individual responses to these challenges, but a holistic approach where each component could support the other synergistically. In the interest of time, we're going to focus today on just three primary components of the Farms for the Future initiative: a national farm viability program that will provide both technical assistance and financial assistance to both established and beginning producers, following a powerful model that has been highly successful in several states. Second, an Office of Small Farms that will help ensure that a range of critical programs at USDA are well suited to smaller farms, where there is both great need and great opportunity. And finally, a new buyer program that will help beginning and socially disadvantaged producers secure affordable land tenure. Chris is going to lead it off.
Great, thanks so much, John. So in thinking about a national farm viability program, we see it as a way to support this administration's priorities around supply chain resiliency, rural economic development, and wealth generation, especially for historically underserved farmers and landowners. As John mentioned, it is patterned off of several successful state programs. And the target beneficiaries are really small and mid-sized producers, as well as middle of the supply chain food businesses. So when we think about this, this is small and mid-scale processors, aggregators, and distributors. The first phase of the program would focus on individualized business technical assistance. And the key here really is that it is customized. For many operations, this is going to mean a formal business plan, but there are many other business related needs that this could address: financial literacy, management skill building, farm transfer and succession, and land access and tenure. This assistance would be provided via multi-year significant-sized grants to public and nonprofit service providers who are experienced in this kind of service providing. Why is this so needed? In part because USDA does not have a single source of dedicated funding for business technical assistance. There is it available in various small pots across USDA, but none that provide a dedicated significant funding stream for sustained assistance in a business. So looking at the second phase would offer grant funding through USDA to farms and food businesses who participate in the first phase and come out of that first phase with business plans. The grant proposals could be evaluated on job creation or net farm income increases or conservation practice implementation. Like a couple of the state programs, we envision this as having a link to farmland protection, and that would be coupling the grants with a term non-development agreement, and that the size of the grant could vary depending on both the expected outcomes and the duration of that non-development agreement. And so we just wanted to show you in this last slide on this a few metrics from 3 of the state farm viability programs. Each of these programs differs a little bit, but all of them have seen gains in net farm income, in job growth, and in leveraged capital investments in the farm. We have more metrics we can give to you if you have an interest in it. So let me now turn it over to Ebony to talk about the Office of Small Farms.
Good morning, and thank you, Chris. I want to take a moment to explain to you the need for the Office of Small Farms. We're recommending the creation of an Office of Small Farms that would be based on the number of acres of the farm only and will better meet the needs of our small farmers. The small farms, especially family farms, are the agricultural equivalent to Main Street. And like small businesses, our small farms are important to both our economy and to our food system. Every day, we're losing small farms to bricks and mortar development, not to adjacent or neighboring farms, or even to new and beginning farmers. Often, federal programs overlook the needs of our small farmers and landowners. For example, in the CPAC program, it was assumed that commodity pricing would be the same for all farms without consideration for farmers producing organic, value-added, or locally produced products. We believe that this Office of Small Farms would, 1, coordinate efforts to support small farms and ranches within USDA to analyze the impact of policies and programs on small farms. 2, to assist small farms in accessing funding for regenerative practices, including public and private carbon markets. This is critically important if small farms are going to be positioned to fairly compete in the carbon arena. 3, provide direct technical assistance to enable small farms to access the full suite of USDA programs. By making this full suite of USDA programs available, small farms will be competing against similarly situated farmers. 4, develop funding mechanisms and technical support for production and markets. 5, encourage better tracking of the farms and the agricultural census. It's understood that for a variety of reasons, historically underserved farmers are not counted in the ag census. 6, to provide guidance to other federal agencies on how to more effectively reach and serve these farms, a better understanding of the impact of their policies on smaller farms and how this impact prevents small farms from being competitive. Finally, the Office of Small Farms will shape the National Farm Viability Program as well as the new buyer program. And I'm going to turn it over to Tim now.
Thank you, Ebony. Access to land is the #1 challenge facing aspiring farmers. While 40% of land is likely to change hands in the next 15 years because of the average age of landowners, this will not necessarily translate into a lot of opportunities for new farmers, since only 23% of transferred land hits the open market. And what does make it to market has stiff competition from established farmers, investors, and developers. Ensuring that this massive transfer creates opportunities for new and socially disadvantaged producers rather than contributing to consolidation and farm loss will require deliberate policies. Agricultural conservation easements are a key part of achieving this goal. In addition to protecting land for generations to come, conservation easements make land more affordable by enabling producers to purchase land at its agricultural value. For this reason, we propose a new buyer program that would take advantage of the existing agricultural conservation easement program's ability to engage in buy, protect, sell transactions. Buy, protect, sell is exactly as it sounds. This is where a land trust buys land, puts it under an easement, and sells it to a qualified farmer. In this case, our emphasis would be sale to socially disadvantaged or beginning farmers. There are, however, crucial differences between ACEP's current authorities and how the new buyer program would work. For one thing, there would need to be a longer timeline for the sale to the farmer. Our proposal would propose 7 years for sale rather than 3 years currently allowed by ACEP. This would give land trusts more time to find the next farmer. It would also allow these new farmers to test their hand in the industry before taking on the debt often associated with purchasing land. For socially disadvantaged producers, the federal share for the easement would be increased to 90%. Farmers in this program would be immediately eligible for the National Farm Viability Program, and the Phase 2 Farm Viability Program grants could be used as a potential source for the down payment for the purchased land. John?
Thanks, Tim. Farms for the Future could be launched right now as a pilot using existing relief funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. Among the many benefits of starting soon is that the technical assistance provided could be a big help to socially disadvantaged farmers who are taking advantage of the debt relief provided by the Act, helping ensure that they take the right steps to not get in tax jeopardy. The full program is a bigger thing, and it could be implemented through a new jobs or infrastructure proposal or as part of the next Farm Bill. Farms for the Future would have a significant impact, not just in creating jobs, but in diversifying agriculture, in advancing regenerative practices, and in making our food system more resilient. What excites us about this program is that it is designed to be impactful, and it can be impactful because it builds upon what works. The best at USDA and some of the really good work that's being done at the state level. It also targets the most important populations with some really powerful programming, tackling all those issues comprehensively. We have a lot more detail we could share, but we wanted today to give you a start. We're eager to hear your thoughts and comments.